So, about that encounter with Luke Bryan and the whole Bieber podium takeover sounds like quite the adventure. And now, 48 hours with Diddy? That's like the ultimate VIP experience. I'm dying to know all about it, but hey, I get it. Some things are just top secret, right? Did you catch Jaden Smith's recent interview? He spilled some interesting tea about Diddy and Justin Bieber. It seems like there's more to that mentorship than meets the eye. Behind-the-scenes dynamics are always fascinating, don't you think? And it's a bit surprising too. I mean, who would have thought there's so much happening beneath the surface in the music industry? Jaden recently dropped a bombshell about Justin's 16-year-old rendezvous with Diddy. Like 48 hours captured on YouTube. Talk about an inside look. The comment section is buzzing with revelations and speculations, especially given Diddy's recent controversies. It's crazy to think that things might not have been as innocent as they seemed back then. Seems like a lot of people are now raising questions about Diddy's past actions. The video with promises of Ferraris and a house for Justin is getting a second look, and fans are connecting the dots to some shady behavior. People are wondering why it took so long for all this to come out. Well, it looks like recent events have put a spotlight on Diddy, and folks are finally speaking up. Jaden, Usher, Diddy's ex-security team, and even notorious gangster Keith D are teaming up to expose Diddy for who he really is. It's quite a revelation, and Jaden's sharing all the details doesn't come as a shock, considering Diddy's history with alleged parties and more. There's even speculation about Will Smith's behavior. It's definitely a wild ride of revelations and unexpected turns. Even Diddy's bodyguard Gene Deal recalls driving him to the infamous Turkish baths, in which men supposedly go to town sometimes 3 times a week. Me and the driver be outside, he'll run into the Turkish bath. Got that big-ass tub at home, but you want to come? No, go ahead. And none of this is new claims that Diddy is gay, have been rife since the 1990s. But the main problem is that he allegedly uses his power and proximity to young men and boys to abuse, exploit, and take advantage of them. In the last few weeks, Diddy has been hit with a number of lawsuits, accusing him setting off a chain reaction that has encouraged more of his victims to speak up. This includes all the men and young boys that Diddy has allegedly groomed through his years in the industry, especially Justin Bieber and Usher when Usher joined the R&B group New Beginnings at age 10. He was already a rising talent by the time he was 13. Usher had met L.A. Reid, the co-founder of Laif Records, who signed him right away after seeing him perform when L.A. Reid was getting ready to release his D album. Usher lost his voice and was unable to record. As a result, he began to have doubts about Usher and even considered dropping him from the label. However, Usher was determined to finish recording his album. So in the spring of 1994, Reid sent Usher to Diddy's house for what he called a puffy flavor camp, which is exactly as suspicious as it sounds. That's the crazy thing. Now, that was El Rey's idea, right? We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp. There, you go to learn Flavor Camp. Yeah, that's what it was called. And you're gonna go to Puff Daddy. He's in the 90s. Do you understand what that's like? Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks or like nonstop. Right? No, not really. I mean, but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things. Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing? Went there to see the lifestyle, and I saw it now. That sounds like something truly messed up to put a 14-year-old through. Later in that interview, Usher was even asked if he would ever send his son to Puffy Flavor Camp, and this was his reaction. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp? Hell no. In an interview with Rolling Stone, Usher talked about being exposed to a lifestyle that was much too explicit for his age. Usher claimed to have seen some bizarre things, such as individuals opening doors at random and going at it sometimes multiple men at once. And that time was one of his worst days when he was exposed to Puffy's adult lifestyle. The fact that Diddy was 23 years old and Usher was 14 years old at the time created controversy. But it wasn't until Usher appeared on Howard Stern's show that he disclosed that the situation was likely far worse than we may have anticipated. Among other things, Usher discussed the wild parties Diddy used to throw, which led to a toxic relationship. A wave of unease has washed over TikTok as forgotten footage of Justin Bieber's teenage years resurfaces, casting a new light on his meteoric rise to fame. These short clips, having millions of views in mere days, show a scary reality, a young Bieber navigating the treacherous waters of being a seal-faced. American Music Awards, an 18-year-old Justin Bieber felt violated when Jenny McCarthy, then 40, kissed his neck and grabbed his butt on stage. This behavior, at first dismissed, nowadays raises concerns about disregarded consent and power dynamics. McCarthy joked about the encounter, admitting to what many now recognize as inappropriate behavior. Additionally, a resurfaced interview from the Grammy Awards in 2010 reveals an awkward moment where Bieber, at 15, is questioned about personal matters like sexual education. The interviewer pressures him for answers, and Bieber responds uncomfortably, questioning the appropriateness of the queries. TikTok users have noted a double standard in the reaction to such incidents when the subject is male versus female. Historical sexualization of female child stars is often more publicized than that of their male counterparts. Users also speculate on the long-term impact of these early experiences on Bieber, linking them to possible trust issues and heightened guard. Bieber himself has been open about the challenges of fame from a young age, including substance abuse and troubled relationships. He has recounted using drugs as an escape during his teenage years. Other instances include inappropriate comments from interviewers, highlighting a broader issue of boundaries being crossed with young celebrities. His friendship with Jaden Smith, both sharing experiences of growing up under intense public scrutiny, underscores the challenges faced by child stars. Despite their adverse experiences, their collaboration and friendship have withstood the test of time. Overall, these incidents shed light on societal neglect regarding male objectification, especially with celebrities, and prompt a question of how these experiences shape personal development and public behavior. The continued public discourse on these matters represents a shift in awareness about the treatment of young male celebrities. The reflections on how such treatment may affect their mental health and personal growth align with broader conversations about the pressures of child stardom. This awareness has been accompanied by Bieber's candid acknowledgments of his struggles. His transparency about using drugs as a coping mechanism during his teenage years reveals the potential consequences of early fame and the lack of proper guidance. There are numerous unsettling instances where his objectification is apparent, such as questions about French girls implicitly sexual in nature and remarks about his physical appearance that would likely be deemed inappropriate if directed towards a young female star. Furthermore, interactions with well-known figures like James Corden and Ellen DeGeneres, where personal space and comfort were not respected, as well as comments about attractiveness and maturity, add to the narrative that child stars are often subjected to adultification and inappropriate attention. The context of Justin's friendship with Jaden Smith offers a contrasting perspective. Despite the pressures of fame, they managed to build a genuine and enduring connection. Their successful collaboration on Never Say Never showcases a positive outcome of their shared experiences. Overall, reviewing Bieber's experiences and the commentary surrounding them underscores the need for a reassessment of how society treats young celebrities, a call for more robust protection of their boundaries, and a reflection on the potential lasting impacts of fame on an individual's well-being. Get ready to be amazed by the next video. It's a surprise you won't want to miss.